Okay. What we're going to start here is we're going to set up a few things, and then we're going to draw our first part. And so again, our first part is that lock collar for Vex Robotics. So when you open up Inventor, it should pop up to this kind of page. All right. So that's the first thing that we want to do. And then we can go and create a new project, and it's a single user project. And we want to call this 2.2.1 activities. Okay. And we want to say finish. And if we want to create it, we say yes or okay. All right, so I have my new project. For all my parts I'm going to draw in 2.2, I have a check mark next to there, and I can say done. And again, I got there by choosing projects, hitting the plus sign. Or I'm hitting new, sorry. Okay, so now projects 2.2.1 activities is highlighted over here. And what I want to do is I want to say new part, or I can choose new, and I want to make sure I'm in English, standard inch, create. All right, so it should open up a page that looks like this. So with your mouse, I'm going to right click and say new sketch. This should arrive, and I'm going to choose the XZ plane. So now I've come to this where I have a yellow dot in the center, which is my origin. And I'm going to choose circle. And I'm going to left click. I'm going to drag my mouse out, and it's asking for the diameter. And so we wrote that down today, and that was, I think, 0.4275. Enter. Next, I'm going to hit finish sketch. I'm going to use the extrude tool to make this into a 3D object, and this height was 0.25. If you don't remember what you just did, over here on the left is my browser page, and so there was my sketch. There's my extrusion. Next, I'm going to right click on this top of my surface, and I'm going to say new sketch. Generally, I go to project or project geometry, and I'll select my object that I just created, and a yellow line shows up. Next, I'm going to choose the point tool, and I'll choose point, and I'll pick the origin where the green dot appeared. And I'll again say finish sketch. I'm going to put a hole through that point, and so I need to put 0.1625 as the diameter of the hole. And now lastly, I'm going to go to the origin folder, and I'm going to look for either the YZ plane or the XY plane. And either one of these is fine. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll right click on the YZ plane, and I'm going to go new sketch. Next, I'm going to hit F7, which is on this computer function F7, to slice my graphics. I'm going to choose Project Geometry, and I'm going to select this entire object, and I'll select the cylinder that's left. And then I'm going to choose Point, and if I go to the middle, it has a green dot show up. If I go down to the middle here, it doesn't want to catch. And I'll project those geometry components as well. So my midpoint shows up as green. There's a line snapped over from the middle. I can confirm this by adding a dimension. 0.125, that is half of 0.25. So I know that that is correct, so I'll finish the sketch. And now I'm going to choose hole again. And I'll go to a top view. So now the hole is cutting through there, but what I want to choose is a tapped hole for threads. And it's a number 8, 32. It automatically defaulted to that. And I can say OK. So if I look at this, there's my part. That is the steps to creating our collar. So lastly, I'm going to go File, Save As. It's saving it in 2.2.1 activities, and I'm going to call this a lock collar. And lastly, I'm going to change my material to mild steel with, we can go with a chrome finish. And I'll save it again. There is your lock collar.